Hello and welcome to the Crystal Lightworkers podcast to aid spirituality and well-being using crystals. My name is Jackie Winters, founder of the British Academy of Crystal Healing, and today I'd like to speak to you about Euphoralite crystals, Pangaea, a gift from God, and it includes a short meditation at the end of the podcast if you want to join in and have a go at meeting the vibration of Pangaea, which is in the family of Euphoralite. Oh my goodness, don't you just love it when crystals find their way to you? And in this instance, I have been absolutely blessed to be receiving a whole family of them. Euphoralite. They were a gift from one of my precious students. I love all of my students who pass through the college. We seem to create a deep, heartfelt connection during the changes that occur as the crystals teach us and transform us. The lady who gifted me Euphoralite was really drawing my attention in class because she has a very deep, good connection with the crystal kingdom and a pure heart. So when the crystals arrived as a gift through the post, I was like a child in a sweet shop. Oh my goodness! The energy really sang out through the packaging, and as my eyes wandered over the huge selection that she had treated me to, I truly did not know where to begin. Oh my, what a very, very lucky lady I am. When crystals arrive like this, I do know that there is a message the Crystal Kingdom want me to have. And it's time to roll up my sleeves, sit down, meditate, and listen to their vibration, interpret it, and pass it on to you guys or whoever naturally needs to listen and hear what the Euphoralite has to say. So, I begin exploring the exciting vibratory realm of Euphoralite, totally new to me. And the one that shouted loudest to me out of the collection, drew my attention, should I say, was Pangaea. I had never even heard of Pangaea, so I began my research into Euphoralite and Pangaea. So according to internet research, billions of years ago, a massive meteor struck Earth somewhere around the Gulf of Mexico and embedded itself deep into the crust. As the Earth cooled down, the meteor cracked, releasing various minerals and metals from not only our solar system but other solar systems too, and releasing them into the Earth's magma. The magma carried these crystals to the sacred Black Hills of South Dakota, where Euphoralite was eventually recently discovered. Now, testing has shown many different elements and rare precious metals in Euphoralite, resulting in many varieties of different color combinations. They have been labeled as follows: Amor, bliss, divine, earth, electric, enchanted, exotic, Gaia, golden, harmony, ice, illumination, lavender sky, lunar, midnight, rare Gaia, rare golden, rare red dragon, spirit, storm, tranquil, transcendence and transformation, and of course Pangaea, which I am about to start communicating with. So as you can see, they have all got amazing names, and I have got quite a few of them to explore and work with. Aren't I a lucky lady? And I can't wait to share what I get with you. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Each Euphoralite is said to be filled with negative ions. Now you might think, negative ions. Well, negative ions are really good for us. They counteract the positive ions that are bad for us, and the positive ions are emitted from electronics, from other environmental factors, and from stress. So negative ions are thought to boost the body's level of serotonin. Serotonin is that feel-good factor. So let's get back to Pangaea. when I held the autumnal shades of colour that Pangaea displays on my heart and asked for permission to speak to the spirit of the stone, I lit up, almost as though the spirit of the stone was as excited and delighted to be working with me as I was to be working with it. And I love that feeling. I love that feeling. I'm sure some of you have felt this feeling from crystals too. But this time with Pangaea, it was pure bliss, pure absolute bliss, realized instantly upon connection. Now, I can't wait to begin our connection and ask how this beautiful vibration can help the human experience evolve and what it has to offer us. Now, I was drawn to place Pangaea on the crown of my head where it felt like it was emanating a halo around my head, sensing it as a sort of crash helmet, if you will, serving as a protection for my mind. Now, my mind did question, why do I need protection? Now, in the early stages of connection, I received no information at all. None, nothing, nada, nothing at all, but the experience of protection. And this brought my attention to the fact that the crystal is very sacred and held important information. I sensed I was being observed by the spirits of the stone and that they were assessing whether I would be a suitable channel for the information they had to offer. I say they because the vibration connected me to a collective consciousness, not an individual oversoul, as some crystals have. As I lay there quietly holding the Pangaea on my crown chakra, my inner eye was in total darkness. In fact, I felt that I was in an abyss of darkness, with no sense of the material world, but a buoyancy in the dark. And after a while, a voice said to me quite clearly, the dark is nothing to be afraid of. The sea of darkness is a place where you will replenish, revitalize, and recalibrate. People are afraid of the dark because the mind impregnates the disorder through illusions and creates reactions that unsettle the energy bodies. I remember reading in JSJ that fear is false evidence appearing real. FEAR. False evidence appearing real, which is exactly what this crystal was saying to me, that my mind can create illusions that have a dramatic impact on my well-being. Now, here in the darkness, I felt safe. I had no thoughts. I was just floating in an abyss of calm, nothingness, nurturing, and it felt wonderful. Oh my goodness. And then my logic mind kicked in and reminded me that Euphoralite is mined in the sacred Black Hills of South Dakota. I did not have this thought with me when connecting to it. In fact, I had acknowledged but overlooked the importance of where this crystal was found because I was experiencing it here, now, in this room, but I could have actually been located anywhere in the world because I had totally overlooked the fact that the crystal had been mined or had been sourced from the Black Hills, and here I was feeling really comfortable in the darkness. My awareness had surrendered into pure energy, and it felt like a salve to my precious mind. I stayed floating around in the dark, enjoying the peace, the nothing, and realizing how I usually ask to connect to the light of a crystal. And here I was having such a lucid conversation and very clear conversation with Pangaea in the darkness. Nothing much else happened in this meditation. The crystal had begun nurturing my mind, so I gave thanks to the spirits of the Black Sacred Mountain and returned my awareness to everyday attention. But the connection with Euphoralite and Pangaea did not end there, because as the day progressed, I noticed that I was attracting conversations about belief systems and how important it was to be discerning as to what you believe to be real or not, and how easy people get caught up in a compelling story that determines their actions. So I contemplated for a moment on the past And the witches came to mind, and how many of these women were innocent lovers of the land with wisdom to heal. And yet, somehow, the masses had been made to believe that they were all bad. Even heart-based people, genuine heart-based people, get lost in their mind and the thought that they were bad, and then somehow found it acceptable to destroy them based on a belief system that instilled fear. How many times through history has this happened? Wow. Yeah, it really is quite a thought, isn't it? Or should I say a realization rather than a thought. I believe that we are now entering a time zone that is so confusing because we have social media, we have all sorts of things bombarding our senses, and we can become really confused as to what is true and what is fake news, what is conspiracy and what is factual. Spirituality is often becoming a commercialized point of view and being used also to manipulate opinions and beliefs. So I feel it is really important to learn how to get beyond the human mind and truly see the bigger picture that differentiates between life enhancing, feeling good, uplifted, happy, balanced, harmonized, and life destroying, feelings of guilt, shame, fear, insecurity. And it's really important to now start to base your truth upon your own inner wisdom, taking the time to listen to your inner world and become the master of your own destiny, making decisions for yourself, not based on public opinion or just following the masses because it's easier, or believing everything that you are told, taking time to discern, observe, sense. How does this make me feel? And if it makes you feel fearful, then it isn't correct for you. It's not life enhancing. And if it makes you feel harmonized and happy, then maybe follow it. So I decided to check in again with Euphoralite, who was saying to me that there is no good and there is no bad. Good and bad are opinions or beliefs. When you get beyond the human mind into the God mind, I don't like using the word God because this word has been distorted and has many definitions, so I might want to say the pure mind. When you get into the pure mind, you recognize that there just is. You gain full acceptance of what is. A reaction to a vibration initiated by a thought, a belief, or opinion. World events, everyday happenings, are just a reaction to a vibration that was initiated by a thought, a belief, or opinion. We are living in a world of mental stimulus, and the human mind often lives needing that stimulus of a drama, a world event, or some form of entertainment, anything to keep it away from the purity of pure peace, the place of the godlike mind. I say humans because when you watch animals, you will see their lives are not impacted in this way. When you find the pure mind, away from the world of drama, opinion, importance, fear, you connect to the creative mind and the joy of just being with the flow of life, inspiration, the awe of the moment. All of these feelings surface within you and your energy field really begins to glow. According to geologists, Pangaea was a supercontinent that incorporated all the land masses on Earth. There was no separation, just one huge landmass that was said to be shaped in a letter C. Humans did not exist during the time of Pangaea, which formed 300 to 335 million years ago, and began to break apart around 200 million years ago, which is approximately 194 million years before the first ancestors of humans were on the Earth. So maybe this is why this amazing crystal has a capability of hooking up your vibration to a time where the natural order really did exist on Earth and initiate bliss in your energetic field without the need to be mentally involved in all the dramas that are happening around you in this time frame. Remember, in the world that we live in, dis-ease is not being at ease. So the opposite of dis-ease is at ease. And entering these higher, more evolved states of mental awareness is really, in my opinion, very, very needed at this time. Now, I personally have known and followed this philosophy for some time now, as years ago, my guide showed me the evolution of the human mindset whilst I was traveling on an aeroplane. Oh yes, these connections with the crystals can happen absolutely anywhere and at any time for me. I'm sure they do for you too. But there I am, sitting on an aeroplane waiting to take off. And when we did set off and we ascended through the clouds, which were represented to me as the static of the human mind, all that fog, all that cloudiness, and how unclear things can be when we get stuck in that stimulus of the lower mind. But when we cleared the clouds and got out of the human mind, so to speak, then we hit the bliss, the nothing but blue skies, no clouds or anything there to discard your view. And it was peace, serenity, and a great view of the sun, which we don't always get in the UK. So that always makes me feel good. And I started to realize that if I want to live in these higher vibrations, I've got to start working through all the lower thought patterns and try and transcend them. Choose to go into, ask the crystals to help me ascend and elevate my awareness into this higher mind. So back to today, Pangaea spoke to me of the bliss that is experienced past the human mindset and how we can all live true to ourselves in peace, love and inner wisdom if we choose to ascend the chatter or the stimulus, the drama that's going on in our mind, that is the needy human mind, and push through to the higher mind. And from this level of purity, we can access all we ever want to know. When we're in that purity, we find that we naturally have a creative license. We start to think about all the things that we can create. We can start to put our mind into becoming productive and creative, connect to that creator aspect of ourselves. We access the divine records, the cosmic coding. All of these are understandings that the human mind doesn't always manage to reach because it is so full of drama. I asked Pangaea, how do I live in this world with a heightened mind? Because I can see the reality that I'm living in, that the world events that are shown to me on the news and listening to people's propaganda and everything that's out there often drags me back down into that lower mind, the cloudiness that is the lower mind. And the reply was that you will have, if you choose to elevate your thoughts, you will have a better immune system because you will not resist or fight anything, but accept everything, knowing that this is the way of the world, with many realities all being lived out within the same space and time. You will know that everything that is happening around you, every reality, is but a reaction to a thought or a belief system that is not real, but an illusion that we all live in. You will accept and see the drama for what it is and become less stressed and healthier, becoming a witness from a heightened perspective to the world and its experiences. So I said to Pangaea, so are you saying then that life is not real? Pangaea said, yes, absolutely. The experience of life is real, based upon an unreal illusion until you get into that heightened mind. The unreal illusion is impregnated thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. Now, I know for some of you, this may seem too far out of your comfort zone to understand. But when you experience the higher mind and recognize that there is no right or wrong, just life enhancing or life destroying, that every feeling, every thought is creating a reaction, you will obtain a full acceptance of what is happening in the world and detach from it by understanding the process. This will then bring you inner harmony, peace, and bliss. And of course, it will help you be at ease, not diseased. Oh my goodness, thank you, Mother Earth, for sending me Euphoralite, Pangaea, and for reminding me to choose to ascend my thoughts, because I can do it for a while and then it's like I fall back down again. I do it for a while and then I fall back down again. And I almost want to isolate myself from all of the people that haven't managed to ascend and elevate their thoughts. And I do find sometimes that, the people that haven't managed to elevate their thoughts and are living in the lower vibrations can be really quite dangerous, like for the witches and like for other people that, because they don't understand the bigger picture, that they can be driven by fear by the masses. Thank you, Mother Earth. Thank you so much, Euphoralite and Pangaea, for reminding me to really choose to ascend my thoughts. It's always a choice, never a demand from you. And from that, I truly love you and I'm eternally grateful. So that was my experience of working with Pangaea, the Euphoralite, and it really helped me to understand my mind and the importance of elevating my thoughts into that wonderful heightened level of awareness. So now I'd like to take you on a guided meditation to connect with Pangaea, Euphoralite, if you would like to join me. It doesn't matter if you do not have access to Pangaea or Euphoralite, then I will ask that the spirit within the ethers or the airwaves still connect to you. It may not be quite as profound as actually having the crystal, but you will still have an experience. So find somewhere comfortable to sit quietly and place your right hand over your heart and cup it with your left hand, so you are making a connection with your heart. Slow everything down. Begin to use your breath to still the mind. Allow everything to find that inner peace, stillness, and harmony. Take your awareness to your inner world. Close your eyes and allow the external world to carry on without you. Find that peace, that quiet, that stillness, and feel your whole energy slowing down and finding the pace of nature. Now imagine the autumnal colours of brown, rust, gold, copper, yellow, and sparkling mica to flourish into your heart, soothing you, nurturing you, and bringing the feeling of being connected right here, right now, within the earth. Like a small animal nestled within the fallen leaves, you feel safe, warm, cared for, and loved. Stay a while here and allow the nurturing experience to bathe your aura in light or darkness, whatever befalls you, and replenish you with good negative ions, revitalizing, soothing, and restoring your energy. And replenish you with good negative ions, revitalizing, soothing, and restoring your energy field. Take a moment to witness the feeling, and now call on Pangaea. Pangaea, spirit of Euphoralite, please hear my call. Pangaea, spirit of Euphoralite, please Hear my call. Pangaea, Spirit of Euphoralite, please hear my call. Now humbly wait to see if the vibration, the spirit of Pangaea, graces you. You may just feel a deep sense of relaxation initially. No words, just comfort from Mother Earth. Don't rush the experience. Ask if you can be privileged to see the spirit within your inner eye in a form that will be acceptable to you, so you can converse with this incredible crystal. See the colors of brown, rust, copper, mica, yellow, all becoming brighter and brighter within your third eye, and have no expectations. Enjoy the purity of mind, the deep physical relaxation that occurs when your mind is elevated. The love that begins to blossom within your heart, along with the elevated awareness. Soak in the sensation and stay as long as you like. Ask questions if you have concerns and have no expectations of the outcome. Just enjoy being with the higher aspect. I will leave you now to enjoy the connection, the vibration, and bask in the energy of Euphoralite Pangaea. Sending you all my love always, Jackie.